Wow, wow. The Ibanez Ashula.
Gesundheit.
Heavy sigh, another day that wasn't mine, nonsense plaguing my thoughts like spiral lullabies. But the man with his musical box and the holes in his self-knitted socks, reflections of a kind. Whoa, do you crave for nothing else? Or do you feel life passing you by? Or do you feel life pass you by? If you were given just one chance, would you be standing where you are? If you were paving streets with the same old feet that you look upon, if you were given just one chance, the man at the bar, anchored on a drink and smelling cigar, his face tells of 1,000 sorrows with a tearful eye and satin glow. The horror of a newspaper stand, exploiting terror of another man's hand. And would it be true to say that they plan their day and their future in this way? Whoa, do you crave for nothing else? Or do you feel life passing you by? Or do you feel life pass you by?
and welcome bass players today. And I welcome you to this guitar channel that also does bass things. I love playing bass. I've played bass on loads of recordings, from the metal to singer-songwriter material. And one of my favorite projects actually was one called The Vacuous Heart. Beautiful singer-songwriter material with mandolin, ukulele, acoustic guitars, lots of hand percussion, and all the bass stuff was played on my one of my favorite instruments, which is my Magnus Guitars 6-string fretless.
Hey babe, I'm not good looking, and I ain't got foolish things to say. My face.
Love that instrument. I played it on prog metal recordings, on the ballads. So I do like fretless. I'm not a professional bass player. I'm not a professional fretless guy, but boy, do I like it. I do not play it enough to be good at it, but I love playing fretless. Which is why when I saw this behemoth of an instrument at Sweetwater's GearFest at the Ibanez booth, I was like, I, A, need to have this, and B, need to find out how to feature it in a way that's not all fiddly and show-offy, and in a real song context where this can shine. And I hope I did this with the song One Chance at the very beginning of the video. It's a beautiful instrument that I think needs some light shined on it. It is, of course, the Ibanez Ashula.
Gesundheit.
That's going to happen a lot. That's a dumbass joke that we're going to do quite a bit. It is called the Ibanez Ashula.
Gesundheit.
She's going to hate it when I say Ashula.
I already do. Gesundheit.
Get it? It sounds like I'm sneezing. So, it's cool. It's a cool logo that Alnisia, I don't know, when you read it upside down, it means something else. But of course, in this way, it is the Ashula.
Gesundheit.
This is shit that makes me happy, okay? So we have a 7-string bass that is a 4-string traditional fretted and 3 strings, which in this case are flat wounds, fretless. The 4 fretted strings are E, A, D, G, standard 4-string, and the 3 fretless flat wounds are A, D, G, so it starts on the A. They are piezo only, so there's no pickup back here, which begs the question, does that G string also get picked up by the magnetic pickup? And those are piezo, and the fretted ones are these 2 single coil pickups. It is quite the behemoth, as I said. It's big, it's obviously, it's massively head divey because there are 7 tuners on it. Because it's 7 strings. 5-piece neck in this case with, I'm wrong. If you zoom in on this, actually, this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-piece neck, because this looks like, I'm gonna have to go to the Ibanez website to confirm, maple, walnut, bubinga. Maple, walnut, bubinga, maple, bubinga, walnut, maple. The body is okume, beautifully done in blue in the back. That's a battery for active, and here are little EQ points for the piezo tuning. So the fretboard is Indian rosewood on the fretted part and bubinga on the fretless. We have a poplar burl ash top over an okuma body. What else do we need to know? Medium frets and then none. We have an MR5 bridge on the fretted and AeroSilk MR5 because it's got to have the piezo in it. String spacing is 16 millimeter. Neck pickup is an SRAS Super J neck pickup and then a Super J bridge pickup, and they're passive. So the battery in the back is purely for the piezo. It's a passive pickup. Equalizer is Ibanez 2-band EQ with piezo active tone control. So it means that the whole fretted side is all passive, possibly. Strings at Dario round ones and then flat ones. String gauges are 45, who cares? Hardware color is black. You fucking can see this because you're not blind. You might be blind. I'm sorry, blind person watching. I am so sorry. The hardware color is black. We need to be all inclusive here. I'm an asshole. I'm sorry. So scale is this Ashula. This Ashula.
Gesundheit.
Thank you. Has a scale length of 864 millimeters. So. None of this matters too much. We're going to look at what's happening here with the control. We have a 3-position switch right there, which is piezo up, magnetic down, and in the middle both, which can cause trouble, but we're going to get to that. You already kind of hear it. Piezo volume, magnetic volume, pickup balance. Pretty straightforward. Piezo tone, you can roll that off. Then we got treble and bass. So 2-position, 2-band EQ on the fretted side. We have a little bit of a teta de guitarra, or guitar tit as we call it in English, a little bit of a volute. When you first put this Ashula,
Gesundheit.
thank you, on your lap, for me, that never gets old. Yeah, you feel like, oh, I'm going to have to hold this somehow. And it feels huge. You know what? It is. For the fretted side, or in general, we have a little bit of a bridge here, thumb bridge thing. Very classic, old style, but it works. There has been a design like this. Obviously by several people, probably. But definitely by Frank Falbo. I made a video about it at NAMM a few years ago. And Frank had a tiny bit of a different approach. So let's talk about this. Frank's, not necessarily scale length, but position of the whole fretted side was moved over here. For an interesting reason. Right now, we have these frets right here, right? So this is where the string gets cut off by the fret. And that leaves this length for the pitch. You would have to put your finger on the fretted side exactly in the position where the fret would be, or slightly under, so that you're cutting it off exactly in the right position. And on the side right here, we have lines. And the lines are, if you can see, exactly where the frets are. Now on my Magnus 6 string, the lines on the side with the markers are where you put your finger on the line. And then it sounds right. Here, it is where the fret actually is, which means you're putting your finger not, show this big again, Leslie, not on the marker, because right now I'm a little bit too high, but right here, so that I'm cutting it off right where the fret would be, which is all nice and good. But if I'm playing, let's say in the 5th fret right here in the middle, which you're usually playing kind of in the middle, maybe a little bit up, but you're not right here in this position. So I'm playing, and now I'm stepping down in the same position onto the fretless side. You see, I'm way too low, which means I'm playing here, and then I actually have to shift my playing position a little bit higher so I'm in the right position. So once I switch from fretted to fretless, I have to go diagonal. Now, Frank Falbo's idea was, when I'm stepping this down to the fretted side, when I'm stepping this down to the fretless side, you can still be in the middle of the fret. So he shifted the whole fretless a little bit down so that you would never have to shift your playing position. Okay, so right now I'm, here we go, where am I? So I'm ending up all of a sudden a little bit too high. It's not an issue. Once you figure this out, you adjust. Frank's approach was clever, but it meant having the bridge shifted, this shifted, the whole fretboard shifted. I think it was a great idea, maybe not easily realizable for Ibanez on a greater scale and not at a price point of, I think, this thing. How much is it in Germany? That is a joke for this instrument. It's $13.99. That is not cheap, but it's a very fair offer for an extremely unique instrument by the name of Ashula.
Oh, verreck doch.
Ashula.
Gesundheit.
Oh God, this is good. You could, which was my approach, play this in the intro of a song in fretless and then switch to fretted once the drums kick in. That was my idea. And I practiced that song for about 2 days. And then more and more possibilities popped up. So this is not an instrument that you pick up and immediately go into your rehearsal. You're going to have to wrap your head around it because you're playing on the fretted side. But then the fretless side doesn't have a G down here. So it means you're going to have to understand that this is an A string. Ah. You can easily change from the fretted to the fretless, and Ibanez nailed it with the balancing of levels and fatness and everything. There is no drop in frequency or level. It's beautiful. Not wrapping my head around it yet. So you could do this instead of obviously you can't go to the low F right there, but you can easily throw in that. If you get that down, you can throw in a higher octave instead of here, which is all clanky, okay? Sometimes you're picking the wrong strings, or at least I am. Obviously, that's not a move you do on any other instrument. Well, a fifth right there. Well, actually a third. So again, you'll come up with the layout of where your notes are, and you'll be able to do really cool things. something that I started doing later was actually using my right hand on the fretless side. So you can do stuff like this. And because of the beautiful balance, this is all possible. Now, one thing you have to keep in mind is sympathetic resonance. If I'm plucking the A string right here, that A string will resonate and actually be part of your tone, right? And then it just resonated the other one again. So if I don't want that, I'm going to have to do massive muting. Or now these don't pick up. The pickup is off. Now it's just switched to the fretted side. Or you flip it over and now these are off. Yeah, I'm not that great at it. Let's do this. Now it's duller. A little bit subtle. So the cool thing is with that sympathetic resonance, what you could actually do is have the piezo side on, but play on the fretted side. So obviously, the more you are in the A, D, G kind of area, the more it's going to resonate. But of course, also harmonics of those notes you're playing will resonate them. So D obviously is going to be stronger. It's obviously quiet, but it's definitely a really cool thing to keep in mind that that's possible for certain soundscapes. And of course, if you're playing with both of them on, playing that A or D will bring these in a beautiful way. And without. Opposite way, if I play the fretless, the fretted will ring. So cool stuff can be done there. Now, of course, let's go to the fretted side. And here is the neck pickup. and the bridge. I'm a in-between guy all the way. Can you slap on it? I guess you can. Can you? Yes. For simple stuff. EQ. Low to low end. Low to low end. Very effective EQ. Remember to make it, kind of set it in the middle. That worked for me, so that it can blend beautifully with the piezo. Still have to wrap my head around that the high note is lower. Ha! You have to get creative with this, and it's an amazing playground for a bass player to just go further. I'm not a big fan of harmonies on bass because they usually get in the way, but in this case, it's really beautiful. One gripe I have with it is flexibility in terms of routing. It would have been absolutely amazing to have the two outputs separate. And let me just confirm that that's not actually a thing they do. No, that would have been great because I would have loved to have some, delay and stuff on this, but not on that side. That's a thing. I just saw that this can actually be detached with the two screws and flipped around so that your thumb actually comes up higher. Right now I'm relatively close to the string here. You can flip it around and then this little ledge is higher and your thumb is actually all the way up here for someone who wants that. Now, bottom line, this is a stunningly original instrument for a price, $13.99. It comes in a soft case gig bag, which is solid. And without one, I would have really bitched about it because where are you going to put this? Finding a standard bass gig bag for a behemoth like this would be rather difficult. Where would you put your Ashula?
Gesundheit.
Thank you. If not in the supplied, it's a case, but it's a soft case, and it'll do the job. It's form-fitting, very, very nicely done. Ibanez. $13.99 is in no freaking way too much for an utterly unique instrument. Yes, it is heavy. Yes, it is big. you probably want to have it all the way up here so that you can actually do the, I mean, you probably want it up here, okay? But I think for that price, you should try it if you do acoustic stuff, jazzy stuff, singer-songwriter stuff. When you think my fretless sometimes isn't right for the song, but I want it on certain parts, this is it. You could see I was fighting with it a little bit, struggling more. You have to see this as a unique instrument. You have to learn where the notes are. You have to learn the patterns. Where are my thirds? Where are my fifths? What can I do? But once you wrap your head around it, just like any other instrument, this will be your new best friend. I love this. No money has exchanged hands for this video because I said to Ibanez, I want to play this. I want to show it on the channel, which means it is now mine. Thank you, Ibanez. This is a very unique instrument that I will grab when I have use for it. And when I want to have fun, because it is a lot of fun to be able to go, wee, 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 wow, wow, wow. You know, it makes those kind of sounds. So this was my Ibanez Ashula
Gesundheit.
video. Thank you, Ibanez. I'll put links below. Thanks, Mike, Dan, Michael, all the team. And use the links. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook. I know it's all... do it anyway. It helps me. Numbers help. Like and subscribe. Why don't you do that? I don't understand you people. Please, subscribe. The numbers help to bring you these videos. Thank you. And Adam was at the end.